Look at me using my hand like all the fancy YouTubers do. Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. I figured for my first video we could do a simple Valentine's Day look using all products that I have gotten because of YouTubers. Also, if I'm looking up and behind, it's because that's where my monitor is and I just kind of want to keep an eye on things, make sure I'm in center and stuff like that for my first video. So I've already moisturized my face, and now we're going to go in with Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. Nakia Joy on YouTube talks about this all the time, being a drugstore primer that keeps you matte, and that is something that I 100% need. My skin is super duper oily. I think it does keep me a little more matte. I think it helps makeup not break up and whatnot, but that's the only primer I put on my face. I only put on this primer because everywhere else I'm pretty normal. My cheeks are good with just a moisturizer, and so is my forehead, so I like this primer a lot and it doesn't break the bank. So next we're going to use this Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer. It's one that Winston back there, one that Tarte always talks about. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and prime our eyes with this, and it doesn't really cancel out any of your eyelid, but I don't really think that I need that. Eyeshadows are gonna cover it up anyways, and my eyelids aren't super duper veiny. Okay, so it was a really hard decision with the eyeshadow palettes just because there are so many palettes that everyone talks about, but I think one that collectively all of the YouTubers that I watch is the Modern Day Renaissance. Is that it? Modern Renaissance palette. And I think everyone and their mother knows about this palette just because it's a great palette and it works so well. So that actually doesn't have a matte shade in it. Well, a matte shade that I can set my eyelids with. So I'm just gonna take Peach Meringue out of the Just Peachy palette. I really love this palette too. So I'm just gonna set my eyelids with that. And I mean, setting your eyelids kind of cancels out the powder a little bit. Okay, so I think this Modern Renaissance palette is kind of perfect for a Valentine's Day look. It's got lots of pretty mauves and neutrals and stuff like that. So we're gonna do something pretty simple. Okay, so let's go in with our first color. I think I'm gonna start by going in with Golden Ochre and Warm Taupe. I don't know if I can even show this. Golden Ochre and Warm Taupe kind of mixed. I find that Golden Ochre is a little too warm for me, and then Warm Taupe is a little too ashy and grayish, so I like to mix the two and it kind of makes a perfect transition shade. And I'm taking this on a big fluffy brush. It's an E22 by Morphe. That just kind of makes a neutral transition shade. Okay, so next we're gonna take Buon Fresco? It's this middle purple shade. We're gonna stick that in the crease, and I'm just gonna use the brush that it came with. It's just super nice fluffy brush. It's a little more rough, which I kind of like because it packs on the color but still blends it out. And then you get kind of like a little, I don't know, kind of packer brush. Anyway, I'm gonna pop this in the crease as well. Give it a little more of a purple undertone. I'm actually gonna take the same brush I used the first time. The other one was just too small. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now that we've deepened up the crease a little bit, I think I'm gonna take a little bit of Red Ochre and Venetian Red on my little Real Techniques brush. I don't know what the, base shadow brush. It's like a smaller crease brush. I'm just gonna take that lower in the crease and kind of buff it out on the edge. You can kind of take it in. All the way to the lash line. Okay, so now I'm just gonna pop Vermeer, which is the sparkly shade on the front, which is my favorite shade. I love this shade. I hear a lot about people not liking the shimmer shades in her palettes, but I love them. I love them a lot. I think they're a little powdery, but because they're powdery, they have a lot of pigment. And I'm just gonna take this on my finger and stick it on. I mean, are you kidding? Look at that. So I'm just gonna kind of spread this out on the lid, kind of brighten it up a little bit, but still keep that base underneath kind of showing through. And then I'll just blend out my crease a little bit, bring that back. So let's add it on the other eye. And there we go, eyes are done. Well, until the bottom lash. So, okay, so now that we're primed, actually I need to wet my sponge. Okay, so I'm going to use my favorite foundation, which is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, and Roxette Arisa got me on this one. I love Roxette Arisa. She's one of my favorite YouTubers of all time to watch. So I kind of kept trying it because she told me that it was good, so I was like, it's gotta be good. It just wears so well, lasts all day on me, doesn't break up, and my main problem area on my face is my smile lines. I get really bad smile lines. And this barely creases on me at all. Every other foundation does. So if you guys haven't tried this, which literally everyone pretty much has, it is amazing. And it's got medium coverage. It doesn't cover up my acne super duper well, so I just apply concealer over it. I just do a light layer of this, and then use concealer for like my redness, which it usually covers up my redness, but for my acne spots, I really want to get this one in the new lightest shade, which is 102. I have really oily skin, like I already said, and it's super pale, so it's really hard to find foundations that aren't too dark for me and that, you know, keep me matte all day and doesn't break up. And I gotta blend it down my neck. I just got the new Tarte foundation in the mail, and I think I'm gonna review it. I got the matte one because I cannot wear the hydrating one. It would absolutely be way too dewy for my skin. I would probably be an oil grease ball by an hour in. Okay, so this is like one layer of it, and it does a pretty good job of, you know, canceling out all the redness and stuff like that, and I don't really mind it not being full coverage. I can just go in with my Tarte Shape Tape concealer and take that over the areas where it's not fully the coverage that I want it to be. And I'm breaking out really badly right now. I'm not sure why. Oh, actually I do know why. I tried the new Bare Pro Performance Wear Liquid Foundation, and I tried this from one YouTuber. I can't remember her name, but she said it was her holy grail foundation, and she has oily skin. So I tried it, and it was literally flawless on me. Even wore better than the Maybelline Fit Me. It barely creased on me, you know, it looked great. It's about the same coverage, but it broke me out so badly. And so for that reason, I can't wear it. So whoever, I mean, no one recommended Tarte Shape Tape to me. Actually, everyone recommended Tarte Shape Tape to me because obviously it's like the #1 concealer in the entire world. And everyone uses it, which rightfully so. It's amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and put that under my eyes. Sorry, I keep blocking the camera, but I don't know how to do this thing yet. And I like to press up against the sides of my eyes and give it like a sharper line so that it's not all messy. Okay, now we're ready to set. Oh, I'm dropping literally everything. Okay, so the powder, I'm going to set with is the Cody Airspun Loose Face Powder. I have the translucent shade. Tarte talks about this one and raves about it, and Nakia Joy also talks about it, but it's just an incredibly good powder for less than $10, and you can get it at Walgreens. It's over in like the Sally Hansen nail area. I'm not sure why, but it's always been over there. And I like the extra coverage one a little bit better. I think it's smoother than this one, and I bake my chin and my upper lip area too because I get super oily and break up there if I don't. And then I also have to set my smile lines. I'm about to look like an emperor, hold on. And it has to sit there for a few minutes, so I always set this with my Cody Airspun because I get a little oily here, so I set it with that. And then I set the rest of my face with with the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Talc Free Mineral Correcting Powder. This is a powder that Tayla, I think, that Tayla raves about. And I think she actually has a different shade. I think she has like the translucent one. But this is the only shade they had, so I just got it. And she raves about this one under her eyes. But I tried it under my eyes and it did brighten them, but the only thing that makes my under eyes not crease is baking it. So I just bake it with my Cody Airspun powder. Or else, like setting it wise, it looks great. It almost has like a little bit of a sheen to it, and it's really nice, and sets my makeup and makes it look good all day. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and dust off. Okay, so now we can get into bronzer. And for bronzer, I'm gonna use, can you just guess what it is? I feel like it's so popular on YouTube, and for good reason. You guessed it. So I have it in the shade Light Bronzer. Oh my gosh. Are you joking? It just fell all over my shirt. What am I supposed to do? Alright, I'm gonna try and use it. Oh my gosh, I'm so sad. Kathleen Lights suggested it, and so did, oh shoot, what's her last name? Haley something on YouTube. Anyway, I'm so mad right now. That just happened. But anyway, it is the most amazing bronzer I've ever used. It's not too warm, but still warms up your face, smells delicious. Oh my gosh, look at my eyebrow. Okay, I'm gonna have to go get a new one of those. I use Light Bronze. It's the lightest one they have, and I think it works the best. It has the best undertone for me. But I've heard the other shades are great too. So for blush, I'm using my all-time favorite blush. I'm obsessed with it. It's the Rose Champagne Wet n Wild highlight. Look at me using my hand like all the fancy YouTubers do. Anyway, it's in the shade Rose Champagne. It's the Wet n Wild Other Color Icon blush. It is so beautiful. It has like a sheen to it, so it doesn't make your face look flat. It's amazing, and it goes with every single eye look, lip. It's so nice, and it's just my all-time favorite, and it's like maybe $4 or $5. It just is so beautiful. I can't. And then I got this tip from Amanda Ensing. She like kind of rubs it over her nose and almost gives her like a sunburn effect, but I just love how it looks. So I'm gonna do that too. I do that all the time. Let's go ahead and finish my lower lash line. I'm just gonna use the brush that comes in the Anastasia one. I'm gonna mix Golden Ochre and Warm Taupe like we did originally. Put that underneath my lash line. And then I'm gonna take Blonde Fresco, put that under there as well. And then I'm gonna pop Vermeer, that shade we put on our eyelid. I'm gonna pop that in the inner corner. It's actually not bright enough for me for an inner corner highlight, so I'm gonna add another one a little bit later. I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit in there so it gets a little bit of that pink base. Okay, so now I'm gonna spray my face with the NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. The one that everyone always raves about is the Urban Decay All Nighter, but it doesn't really work for me. This one really doesn't do much for me either, and I haven't really found one that really does prolong my wear and, you know, keeps me matte and stuff like that. But I'm just gonna go ahead and use this. I just have it, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. Okay, so now I'm going to do my eyebrows with the IT Cosmetics Brow Power Eyebrow Pencil in Universal Taupe. I just got this on my BoxyCharm, and Kathleen Lights used it on, said she liked it, so I'm guessing that's my recommendation for it. It's just what I'm using right now, and it works pretty well. I really like skinny tip eyebrow pencils, so this one's not super skinny, but it'll do. It'll do for now. And I'm going to use the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper Mascara, Brow Gel Mascara. And Kathleen Lights also recommended this. I just love her. She's like, I think, my all-time favorite YouTuber. She's just so down to earth. And I've been watching her since the start of her channel. And I just, oh no. Please help. I can't do this at the same time, so let me just go ahead and do this real quick. I cannot believe I just did that. Let me see if I can get this off. Oh my gosh, it's making it worse. Okay, that's about as good as we're gonna get for right now. See, I'm at the point right now where my brow hairs are way too long to like actually have them stick up, but I also love my brow hairs being long because it makes my eyebrows altogether more full. So I'm in a dilemma. Okay, so now that my face is set, we can do my favorite part, which I think is everyone's favorite part. I'm gonna use the Smashbox and Casey Holmes highlighter palette. I'm obsessed with this. I have literally gone through so many of these for this shade. It's one of the only highlighters that is light enough for my skin. But before I put the highlighter on, I always take this middle shade that's way too dark for a highlighter for me. I just kind of brush it along my cheekbones where I put my blush, and it kind of gives it more of a sheen, more so than it already did. And just, I love it. I love doing this. I do it every single day. It just makes my skin look so healthy. Okay, so now I take that first shade and I kind of swirl it in. Oh, so beautiful. It's not super blinding. I love that. That's like my favorite thing about it, is that it's just a natural sheen to the face. It's just the best. It's the absolute best. I'm so glad this is a permanent thing in the collection, because I die without this highlight. Okay, so now that that's done, all that's left is lips and a mascara. So let's go ahead and do the mascara. Oh wait, I need to put that on my inner corner. So I'm gonna take this highlight that I just used, this one right here, and pop some on my inner corners. just to brighten it up a little bit. And then I'm also going to add this to my brow bone. Just a light touch of it. I think I actually want a matte shade, highlighting my brow bone. So I'm going to take that Peach Meringue shade or whatever from the Peachy Mattes, the Just Peachy palette, and take that along the top. Okay, so now let's do mascara. I purchased this because Tati talked about it in one of her videos recently. It's the Voluminous Superstar xfiber mascara, and this is amazing. It is so good. So you take this side, and I didn't take off my mascara well enough after church, so now I'm struggling. But so you just put on this first side, do a little coat. So then you take the fibers, which is the second step, but I like these fibers because they're not white, they're black, and they don't get in your eyeballs. That is the #1 thing that I cannot stand about fiber mascaras. Yeah, they make your eyelashes longer, but they're getting in my eyeballs, so obviously I'm not going to use them. So put that on. And then do a final layer of step 1, which is the normal mascara. It really locks it in, makes them super thick. THICC. Look at those lashes. Oh, it's amazing. Okay, let me get this ratchet little thing off my... So now we're gonna do lips. I'm using this lip liner from Mary Kay. It's just the shade Neutral. And I have the smallest lips known to man, so I'm gonna try and do them. I don't like to overline really. I like so funny. Okay, and then I'm going to apply Naturally Chic by Milani. It's one of their... It's in the shade Naturally Chic. I think I already said that. Okay, so this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of full face of makeup that YouTubers made me buy. I will make sure to link them down in the description box below, along with every product that I use. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Oh my gosh, I'm literally dropping everything in this video. Probably because I'm all nervous. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day or your night. Oh, stupid.